Hey collectives, or lovelies rather. I did a video earlier. I had used this app to show Southside Simulator. So I was sitting there Jack in the Box. I wanted to see something. So I sat there for, I don't know, a good 30, 40 minutes. And I was doing some things anyway there. So I noticed on this app that I use, it said my cell phone was communicating with something across the street. So before then, there was a black Tesla that came through. It looks similar to the one that where I'm located, but I can't, be for certain that's the same person because I couldn't see that far and my camera was a hella blurry. So, anyways, so I looked across the street. There was this SUV, white. And so I said, you know what? Let me just go over there. So I busted U-turn. They ran their car and took off. So I was like a couple cars back. Then I got behind them, then to the side, and then I noticed the license plate says Nilo, car dealership. Now Nilo is the one who was running for United States Senate. Now I noticed that most of my gang stalkers here in my town, they drive Nilo cars or John L. Sullivan cars. John L. Sullivan has, well, for namesake, because I know actually for certain, has a contract for the IT person for on-site surveillance in the apartments I used to live at. And the other apartments in Rancho Cordova as well. A lot of them. So Nilo, I noticed a lot of these meth heads and crack heads and all these people who don't have much income, they're worried about me, are driving these brand new Nilo cars, from the car dealership. And like I said, he was running for United States Senate. I haven't followed politics in a while, so I don't know if he got the seat or not. But if he did, it's going to be a lot of corruption. And he's going to try to change some laws, whatever, because, to unlawfully surveil the United States citizens. So anyway, so I took a picture of the car, and I suspect there are real estate agents. Now, I'm assuming the property manager backed off, but before there were real estate agents and brokers and salespersons and I don't want to say too much, were on my phone and my computer and shit like that. I mean, literally, I've seen them, their IP address. Some of them do Forex exchange or Forex trading. And I recommend that, my opinion, do not go to these Forex trading sites. To me, it's a pyramid scheme. And this particular person, he is an attorney and he's a real estate investor and owner. And I used to live in one of his properties back in, I think, 2008. And I believe at that time I was being set up because I had a baby shower, and I believe this guy I met, and I knew him from before he got into a lot of stuff, bad things, but I didn't know his past either. So long story, I didn't know this at the time, but he was in cahoots with my brother and my cousin because we took my uncle's some kind of family gathering. He never really I never participated, never invited. And the next thing I know, he came back to my place, and then he's on my phone. I guess he said something about drugs or something. I don't know what was said, but I do know that at that time, the property manager was like, "Oh, you guys are doing something on your phone," and da-da-da. I'm like, "Oh, like what?" So I confronted the dude, and I said, "Stay off my fucking phone. What are you doing? This and that." I told you it's all monitored for SAC PD, this and that. And that kind of explains a lot too, because my brother, who's currently incarcerated, I believe, influenced it, because I'm like, why are you sending shit on my phone? I'm just assuming because that John Stuart Mills is a property owner and investor, and also, he has a lot of investments, and, I got a line right here in my forehead. What's it called? A part of an LLC. He's a silent owner to multiple properties. See, a lot of these property managers and owners and real estate, whatever it is, are often owned by legislators, senators, attorneys. They got the bucks. They know how to manipulate the system. But poor me, I'm trying to, make, generate generational wealth as a person of color, which they don't want that. Because if you notice the market, you rarely see people of color who own a lot of real estate in California that I've seen. So, and all in all, this all was a setup. So this evening and earlier today, I suspect it's the real estate people now. So they backed off with their meth heads and everything else possibly. So I will see within a couple of days. But I think it's the real estate agents because they're upset. Because most of their properties, they get over. They always say, well, we got somebody in the courts. Oh, don't worry, she's not gonna win. That's what the Reliant property manager had said to one of the employees. So, whether or not if I win or not, or whatever, I don't look for the win. I just file for documentation purposes because eventually it will all come out in the open. See, I'm not the only one who has gone through this, like I said. I'm just the one who's fighting back. And they're trying to figure out, how do I know this? Who's helping me? Who's doing this? They say I'm mysterious. Yeah, of course. For those, well, you can't say in that community because they don't read. But for those who, not the movie, because the movie is like, it's like, was it karate, whatever it is, the arts, whatever. But if you read the book, The Art of War, then you'll comprehend what the fuck is really going on. So people say, oh, how does she know? How does she know? Like I said, people thought I was stupid and dumb and, naive and, you play the game. I already knew all this stuff was going on. I already knew everything that you guys see online is confirmation for me, what I already suspected and I already knew. Just for me, I compile it. A lot of people who've been through what I went through, if not worse, and booted out of the county, those are the ones didn't know how to navigate, and they probably couldn't trust anybody how to fight back. Yes, we say it on social media, whatever, they just laugh and whatever, and they try to steal your documents, your evidence, what they did with my whistleblower documents and shit like that. But overall, yeah, this time it's a real estate, with some people, those brokers, owners, because they're upset because they were financially invested in that commercial property in Oak Highlands. See, people over there, they don't care as long as you got some good some refurbished cabinets, a black refrigerator, which is it's outdated, and some new carpet and some paint. That's good for them. You know what I'm saying? So those people, they don't complain. They just move out and just go. But I've lived overseas and I've traveled and I'm learned, like I said before. So I just wanted to share this because now the meth heads I noticed today wasn't around. But I did notice these real estate agents, well, allegedly, because I don't know for sure until I run the place, were following me or at a distance because of my phone. I'm going to post it on my community tab. My phone was going to a cell site simulator. And it could be the rental that I'm in, but then again, it could be something else, I don't know for sure, but I will get a forensic analysis done on my phone. And because even though I know what I'm doing, I know what to look for, I know this and that, but it's always going to get a third party, so then they can say that, oh, you're not an expert, you don't know what you're talking about, blah 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 blah. Everything is so simple to me. Sorry, I'm kind of tired. But overall, yeah, I want to do that. And it's going to go down. I ain't playing with these folks. I'm tired of this shit. This didn't start until I noticed really, let me see. My mom kept saying I should never went out of town. That's 2012. So it could have been then because I noticed there's a satellite when my neighbor told me there's a satellite on my roof. And then until I moved to North Highlands, everything was so in your face, basically. They're bumping into each other. People were talking loud and laughing, saying she ain't dead yet. I'm like, what the hell? But I didn't say nothing. You know what I mean? I knew they were referring to me because my sister told me to say. Well, at one point, my sister was like, it's like my mom had passed. And she says, are you doing any soaps lately? I started laughing, right? And I'm like, no, but I kind of I'm like, why would you ask me that question? I have a lot of soaps that are, these bitches, they stole my shit too. My soaps that I made for, skin ailments. And it really works. The ones that I was making. But I'm making right now because I'm not settled and in a good environment for air circulation purposes. But then I noticed that my lye was on the table, like I said before in one of my other videos. If you work with lye, you don't mix water and lye. So my lye was all clumped up and the top was opened, or the seal was broken rather. So that kind of gave me the conclusion. I said, oh, these people trying to poison me. or me and my son, because at the time my son was having his chest pain, all kind of bullshit. And one of the low lives were like, yeah, she drinks almond milk. Because it was like a long time ago, right? They'd be blurting shit out, passing by the apartment, unit. Oh, she has vanilla ice cream in her freezer. Oh, Fatima, can I have some vanilla ice cream? One girl, she was pregnant. It was a long story over the years. But I was like, what? But at the time, I kind of suspected something. But there's no forced entry. Well, of course not. Because, these are management and the maintenance people have the keys. They try to open people's, doors. So, overall, yeah, they try to do it over here, too. But hopefully soon, fingers crossed, I get something. They're trying to block me, because my name's in the system. And it wasn't about, but my thing is I have a right to redress. And I notice it's most of the people who are non-melanated. I mean, there may be a few melanated people because of their boyfriends or whatever, but it's like they asked for help from me. And most of them didn't say they were married or even with somebody. You know what I'm saying? They play the game, play the role. These mentally ill women, I mean, who fights over a dude? I mean, who does that? I mean, it's done. I know. I get it. But if the nigga ain't gonna be with you and be faithful to you, why fight over something that's not even beneficial to you? Because so you can say you have a man? I mean, what the hell? And, there's a lot of drugs and stuff like that. But overall, I noticed that the people who are stalking me and harassing me are people of non-melanated. Well, there was a Haitian dude. He's like on drugs, bummy, dirty, stinky. You know what I'm saying? There's a Haitian dude who damaged my car at Smart and Final. And I know he did.